Welcome back to Bbpn. I'm your host Cadet Tank, and we're here for another round of Blood Bowl and to see what's going on in the WCQ. Man, I just want to start off with saying I'm running out of bullshit pictures put in the background, so if anybody has bullshit pictures they want to put up, please send them to me, and I will put them on Bbpn. Other than that, I think we are squared away. Everybody has submitted something for each division, so everybody stay tuned. Watch their section if they want to, or watch the whole video. Anyway, let's jump into this with Panda in the MCC.
Good evening once again, Ghouls and Goblins, and here we are with coverage for the MCC. Superfed's locked up first place with 4-3-0, so he's also guaranteed a spot now into round 2. So even if he loses the next 2 games, he'll still make the cutoff for the top 6. Very much in contention. 2nd through 5 is a real slug out, and number Wang, even at 7, can still creep back in it if he wins the next 2. Depending on what the matches are, this could shake up a little bit, but I think number Wang has the best shot to upset one of these guys. Luke is really, so those 3 draws only equal 1 win. As far as points are concerned, so he can definitely be overtaken by numbers. So this is going to be the slot we want to look at the most. Peglegs brought it back, doing well with Nurgle. Steeler Daddy is in 4th place with the Bats Out of Hell. Daffo grinding away with Orcs, with the Quebec City Nats Club. And Sancho with 5 Goes Ham, the Skaven Menace. So let's take a crack at the teams and see what's going on. Steeler Daddy's Undead. So Steeler Daddy and Superfed just finished playing their Match Day 7 game. So they'll have a little bit more points on their players. So let's see. Alright, so mummies look pretty standard for Undead. We got Guard, Stand Firm, and lots of people doing stuff on Steam. Go away. Go away, guys. Thank you. So double guard, stand firm's fine for mummies. Grab might have been nice. It's definitely not a necessity, but I would have liked grab on the first mummy, as it sets you up for the zombie fouls later on, and you really want to try to win that attrition game. So 84 Ghoul. Armor up. I don't know if I'd have taken the armor up on the Ghoul. They're going to be getting hit. The difference from 7 to 8 is not super huge. I think the skill up for armor is actually plus movement as well, and I think movement 8 Ghoul would have been better served, but it is what it is. Armor's certainly not wrong. I just don't think it applies to how the rest of the team's built looking at him. So we have double Mighty Blow Whites down here at the bottom, and Strength 4 Ghoul as well. So he's got some very even development across the players. He has no one that's just standing out. This is good. He got an entry on the level list of the leveled ghouls, and it's just a miss next. So congrats Steeler and Superfed on the first game. We'll take a look at your team next. So let's see if Superfed's Naturally Talented took any hits while they were going. So this is pretty standard for an elf team at this point, right? They've got 8 matches in. Positionals are catching a lot of the levels, as they should be. He's got his kicker. He got tackle on his first blitzer, which I think is correct in this division, right? There's a lot of dodgy teams. Hi, Panda Cat. Obviously, he wants to pick up another level on the other blitzer, but he's only 5 off. He can certainly make it there in a game. Callisti's out, possibly niggled. No, just missed next. So he'll be back. He can throw a pass, level up super easy. He went Raj on one, Blodge on the other. That's pretty standard as far as pro elves go. He's going to be using one offensively and one as a right pain in the butt. He got edgy up on his thrower and accurate, so he's definitely going to be humming the ball to the catchers. Like, he's definitely going to be playing the passing game, and yeah, it's going to be hard to stop, especially with the way he's got it built. The all-important kick for the elf team is fine. He's had 1 die, and he's got 1 at MA5, so this is about right, I think, for an elf team. I noticed the pro elves are a little bit undervalued at 1220, but they'll pick up a lineman for 60k. That'll push them at 1280. All right. So, actually, they'll end up picking up 2 linemen, so they'll be 1300 plus, which is right in line with the rest of us. Sorry. Overall, though, team looks good. 3 rerolls, apothecary, no cheerleaders or coaches. He's trimmed down. He doesn't have a whole lot of bloat. Very little to almost none. So the team's lean and mean. Fibo goes ham with I am Sancho. Skaven. So we got a Blodge gutter runner. That's normal. We got Wrestle Strip Ball. That's interesting. He's definitely going to be using him as someone to break the ball loose, so he'll probably take Leap next. 2 heads I like on a gutter runner, just for the plus to dodge out, but I really would have taken Big Hand. If you already have the Raj strip ball guy, you want to take Big Hand and just scoop the ball up in tackle zones, right, and then get on out. 2 heads is nice, especially if you can land 2 hands and Big Hand on the same player, but I like the skill, but I just don't think it's the right time for 2 heads. But yeah, Storm Vermin already got the Critical Claw leveled up here. I imagine this one will be going Mighty Blow next, assuming he doesn't roll doubles. And he's running 14 deep, so expect either a foul game or some kind of attrition, because usually that's how the Rats lose. Team looks good, Sancho. Defo with Quebec City Nats Club. No team motto. Minus 10 points. At least he named the players, so you get 5 points back. Alright, so Sancho's rolling with the Murder Squad. Mighty Blow, Mighty Blow, Mighty Blow, Guard. Block on the Blork. Okay, so you'll notice he didn't go the thrower route, right? He picked up sure hands on the lineman. Some people agree, some people disagree. It's hot contention there. I don't know. Well, also with the Troll. So the Troll this late in, I don't know how much use he's going to be. So yeah, we're creeping into round 2, so maybe he can get lucky. But if he's going to take a Troll, I think you want to start with the Troll, just because they tend to level up fairly slowly, even with the Mighty Blow, just because of them being really stupid. Not that Bar's stupid, he has the skill really stupid. See the little horse right there? Yeah. Alright, so block on the Blork. No other levels on the Blorks, though. So Blitzers 8, the MVPs, obviously, and the Cass, and the Blorks are underleveled. That's not bad per se, it's just if they get tied up and isolated, it's going to suck, just to put it bluntly, because that's going to be... They don't really have a way to free themselves. Throwing 2 dice while relatively safe, even without block, is not desirable. So, apart from that, he's doing well. He's got a decent record, so he probably knows something I don't. I suck with orcs. So, good job, Dafo. Hopefully we'll see you in round 2. We got Luke 444 with the Devil card deck. He's got a motto, and he's got a theme. There we go. Good job. You get the 5 points we took away from Tap. 2 rerolls is really light this late in the game. The first thing that pops out, you got 2 AG5 players, which is insane. Double level. So runner blitzer shenanigans. Blitzer hasn't leveled. This one has. Witch elf is pretty fresh out the box, and of course the standard elf missing players. 2 AG5 players is crazy good, right? I mean, yeah, they have MA7, but the runner's got dump off. So he can, even marking up one of the receivers or marking up the runner with your blitz, he's still going to make it on a 2+. So you have to reevaluate what's going on. He's got some good tools here, I think. And he's really motivated to fight for that last spot. So we'll see how well he does, and good luck to you, Luke. Passarella, Federation with the Lizard Man. They got a motto, but they are standard player names. Bad feed, bad. Movement 9 Skink is gross. Strength 3 Saurus, I think you might want to dump him. AV8 I'd probably keep, but the Strength 3 Saurus isn't doing you any good. That's 80k worth of bloat. You could probably pick up some decent inducements if you cut him coming in to your next couple games. Apart from that, there's not a lot of levels laying around. We have this one skink that monopolized with sidestep and MA up, and then no levels on the Crocs. So he's running deep at 13 players, but there's not a lot of levels to show for it, and I don't know if he's going to have the tools he needs to make it to round 2. But good luck, Paz. See what happens. RK Blaze has dropped due to time constraints, so we will not be covering his team. Let's see, Die Casual Episode 3 with Number Wang. This is the potential upset team here. Could take a 5th spot or a 6th spot. He's got a nice little theme here. And look, even the team's themed. Great job. So he went the double guard route on the mummies, which I like. As we talked about before, I think guard's pretty amazing, short of rolling doubles for block. But he's got Mighty Blow on a white. He's got a fresh white. I'm not sure if the other one died. I don't remember, but this you got to have both whites leveled at this point. This late in the game, they really need it because the pressure is going to really be on them once round 2 drops, right? So AG4 Ghoul with Blotch is amazing. He's got a kicker skeleton. And yeah, I still haven't seen dirty players. I really expect the Undead team to have dirty players, but I guess he took kick instead. But yeah, 3 rerolls. Obviously no Apothecary. They have that wonderful, wonderful Necromancer that works sometimes. Oh, well, the Necromancer technically works every time. It's regen that works sometimes, but you get the idea. Yeah, so this team can upset. They've got the tools to do it. It's just going to be if he can make it happen. So, watch out for Number Wing. He's going to come out swinging. The Sector Man with the dead skis. So, block, guard, and not really a bunch of levels to put elsewhere. Right, still running 11, so he's pretty trim on the TV. He's got both wolves. 3 rerolls, and yeah. This is a really standard kind of deal. I kind of like that he went block on the Flesh Golem first. It's kind of important, but I feel like the team as a whole is under-leveled, right? Yeah, and no dirty player either. But yeah, I guess that makes up for it. He's sitting on 190. He could very easily pick up a 12th and 13th player and still have money to burn in case one of the positionals dies. He might run around a 12 or 13 bench and just start fouling. Possibly. I don't know. Sector Man. It's a tough place to call. Yeah. So try to grab a couple more levels on there and irk out a couple wins and see where you land on the board. Good luck, man. Peg leg with the Nurgle. So let's see. We got dodge, press D, guard, rotter, block, rotter, and no other levels to be had. Warriors are close, but they are not there. Lots of disturbing presence. And of course, all the fun chaos things. This team is really underleveled for where they're at as well. I know Nurgle's slow to get going, but you'd probably like to see the Beast at least leveled, right? And some kind of block on the Warriors, or Claw, or something. But Pete's playing him well. He's definitely in the middle of the top 6, so he can definitely knows what he's doing with this. A bit underdeveloped, like I said, but yeah, we'll see where he takes him. Good luck, Pete. Hopefully you'll make the cut. And we have Thingy with the Skull Spitter's Spin class. Now, he came in to replace RK, so he inherited his record. He came in so that we did not have to admin players, and we really appreciate him showing up. So thank you, Thingy. You're doing a great service. So he went guard route on the first blitzer, which I think he is probably correct this late in the round, assuming he wanted to try to make it. And apart from that, there's no other levels. He's got the thrower, so this is the fairly straightforward build. He did go one coach to this one cheerleader to try to make up for the lack of fan factor, so he could probably pick up some additional rerolls. So good luck, Thingy. A couple days left. I don't think you're still in it, but I appreciate you showing up, man, and keep slugging away. Well, that covers it for the teams. We've looked at the leaderboard, and we'll just take a quick peek at the schedule. So Steeler and Superfed tied 2-2. None of the other games have been played. I think Nurgle's going to edge out Passarella. Die Casual versus the Nats Club. Alright, so I think the Nats Club has the advantage here with just the sheer amount of what's going on. I'd like to see Number win for the upset and start making his way back in, but I'm gonna give this one to Daffo. 5-0 goes ham versus Dead Skis. I think the Skaven have the tools they need to pull this off. There's not a lot of tackle floating around. As far as I could tell, there's Superfed's the only player who's actually stacked that, and given the dodgy nature of like half the division, I think that's important. Even on the Nurgle, they've already taken dodge, so I think that's pretty critical, and we didn't see enough of it. So I'm going to go ahead and give the advantage to 5-0. And Devil Card Deck versus Skull Spitter Spin class. Once again, the skill disparity as far as the players on both teams, I'm going to give the advantage to Devil Card Deck, frankly, because the inducement system is Wizard and whatever else you can squeak in, right? And I don't know if a Wizard's going to be enough to put the hurt back on the Dark Elves for a fresh Orc team. So the advantage to Luke there. Next round, or next match day, M-Day 8. Peach Pansies versus Bats Out of Hell. Alright, so once again, I'm going to give the love to the Nurgle. I think Pegleg's going to keep putting it on. Die Casual versus 5-0 goes ham. So this can go either way. If the Mighty Blows are landing, the Skaven are going to have a rough time in the game. But if they're not, they will get outsped, outdodged, and just generally ran all over the field by the Skavens. So I'd say this one's going to be pretty even, and I'd probably pick this one to watch, as I don't think I'll be able to call it from here. So if you're going to watch a game this match week, check this one out. I think it'll be good. Passarella versus Devil Card Deck. Passarella, once again, lacking skills. I think Devil Card Deck will have the tools they need to win there. This is a rough match. Fresh Orcs versus Daffo's Fed. I think Daffo's going to come out on top. It's going to be a rough game for the new guy. And Naturally Talented versus the Dead Skis. Well, the Pro Elves definitely been stepping it up, so I'm going to give them the advantage here. And once again, the lack of tackle really plays a big part here. So I think Superfed's going to arc the win out over the Dead Skis. So that's the coverage for this round, guys. And you get to see Panda Cat in the background. There he is, laying. Big fat boy. And have a good rest of your evening. And remember, pandas never lose. We only win less.
Man, the agility team's running the top of the MCC. That's interesting compared to the rest of the divisions. Okay, now let's go ahead and jump into the scum in the BGP division.
Alright, okay, enough heavy metal for one day here, lads. Okay, Jameson Division brought to you by, well, my favourite sponsors. They're keeping me busy, keeping me well intoxicated in order and not paying attention to half the games they play. Anyway, let's carry on and show what's been going on in the last week. 2 more games in the kitty. Let's see what we've got here in the Jameson Division. As you can see, things have shaken up a wee bit, and the Amazons are back on top one more time. Oh boy, that's been a fun run, hasn't it? And when you watch the broadcast, you're going to be shaking your heads at what's going on with that team. The Lizards are keeping it real here, still marching 2-3. They've got no worries. They're practically in cruise control as we speak here. And then, of course, you start looking down the rosters here. Skaven here, still 2-2-2. He's still in the thick of it there, so he's got no problems. Yeah, exactly. You tell me he's got. Fans have got the right of it. Meanwhile, Orcs, it's just been one hell of a road. I'll talk about them soon enough in the broadcast here. Of course, Merian Golden Gods. Well, they're still sitting there at 6, but this is becoming absolute cruelty. Fumbling Fables, they're trying to find a way to put together. As you can see, yet another tie, but they have managed to get the magic of a win. The Troughs, the fight continues, and meanwhile Stone Down Under continues, and the less said about the one on the bottom there, well, frankly, I've got my attitude about that one. This is what I think of you. Just when things start going bad, you walk away. Fine. Stole someone else's perfectly good spot. Alright, let's take a look at the teams how they've been developing here. Let's start off Marienburg. Yes, you're fine, lads. This has been... It's a fun experience, isn't it, playing humans? I think Cord's learning that it's ups and downs, and when things go down, it really goes down. So you can see how he started to do the rebuild. He's now got the AG gang on the Blitzers. The Blitzers are back again. Now, mind you, rumour has it this is now the second rotation of these Blitzers. That's the fun part. As for the catchers, well, they're doing their job, but again, it's the focus. He's had to replace the blitzers. The throwers had to become basically a running back, and he's had to become the flutie of this team. If you don't know what that means, you're going to have to look it up. I'm sorry, lads. Those of us that actually watch the other football occasionally know what a flutie is, and this is becoming the greatest example of it right there. So can the team keep marching forward there? As he said, 3 fan factor, 3 rerolls. The hardest working man on this team, by far. The problem is there's only one of them and he can't do anything more. Well, that happens, doesn't it? Okay, next team up here. Let's take a peek here. Fumbling Fables. The roster continues to grow. And you can see, he's developing the skills up. So the team is due for its big breakup. He's even got the good skills on the peons. And finally, he's back to the 4 blockers. I still expect great things from this team. It should recover at this point here. He's got 3 more games to go. Can he do it? Looking at the stats, yes, he can do it. It's just going to take, one given Sunday, followed by another one. And here's the magic, the golden apple himself, engineering this team. And once again, he's built it back up to 11 players. Yes, I know you're not used to seeing one of his teams having 11 players, but there it is one more time. And you can see Thrower, Storm Vermin. Like, look at this. He's had to change his strategy up because he's one of the survivors. The thrower's not got tackled because he's no longer just a thrower. He's in the front scrumming up. It's a magnificent adjustment of play. It really is. You can also see the cleverness here by some of the gutter runners who have survived. One's taking a bit of a pummeling here. 4 fan factor, 3 rolls, the hard work apothecary. Like I said, he's still absolutely in the thick of it. Yes, of course, he's still got a chance. So, good luck. We'll see what happens in the next 2 games. And then again, there's the Chorfs. The Chorfs, you keep expecting them to do better. It's not... it's hard to put a real finger on it. Like, look how it is now. The 3rd god is now online here. He's now got multiple hobgoblins. He's even got another spear. He's got the sure hands, dirty player, wrestle. He's got block here, 3 rerolls. it's just constantly heartbreak. Now, my prediction was B, and he did pull off one of the wins as predicted, and then heartbreak came back again. Well, fine. It's a bit of a stagger. He still should win his next game. At least that's what the prediction is going down. Let's see what happens with that one here. And, of course, Stoned Under. Look, you're not out of it yet, because, let's face it, this division, yes, there's 3, it looks like runaway teams, but the rest of it is a complete mess. All it takes is just one more good win, and, yep, there you go. You've got a chance. You can actually start catching right back up. I didn't say it was going to be easy, lad, but you can do it. Take a look at the Storm. He's got the Storm Vermin, let's just call them what they are here, doing well. The Throwers have readjusted to becoming right in the scrum. He's got the one absolutely brilliant player. The rest of the Goblins, 3 rare rolls, fan factor. He's due another win. He really is. His first game should have shown it shouldn't have been all his luck in the one game. It almost feels like it. Instead, well, that's what happens. All right. Guess who you are? Yeah, you're the one who cut and run. Again, that's my answer to you. Look, I'll put it in here bluntly, and I'll put it in here bluntly every single time. I have far more respect for the coach who goes through it 0-0-9. I always have more respect and will buy him a pint of beer, and he gets a free shag with his sister anytime he wants. Why? Because that's a person who eventually becomes the greatest players. They have to lose before they learn how to win. If you can't stick around the cojones to learn how to lose, suck it long and hard. Okay. Meanwhile, typical Lizards. And there's nothing really typical about this team, is it? Especially how he started out. Now, look what's happened. Now, as soon as he finally brought the Crocs online, there you go, he starts skilling up. He's got the Miracle Skate, some call that bloat. I don't know, it does a lot of miracle things. It really drives you nuts. He's so used to 2 dice. Oh no, not him, you better bring something to go get this lad. And if he ever gets the next skill up, if he becomes a blodger with all that, or even a wrestler, now you sort of see what this little lad can do. He becomes your ultimate cage diver, if risk is the business. He doesn't have to risk, though, yet he's doing quite well in Division. And otherwise, no other major skill ups there, but the 7 fan factor. This is starting to become a critical factor in any of these games he plays in, because he's winning the fame almost every time. Meanwhile, yeah, you knew you had to go talk about this team here. King of Diamonds, one of the most brilliant coaches of the entire league. You admire him time and time again for his tenacity. You're noticing something really bad and interesting has happened again, haven't you? He's had to spend the money. He's up to 3 rerolls. The most overworked apothecary in the entire league is this poor lad. This Sawbones, he needs help. He needs lots of help. Someone, give generously. Give donations. Give him anything, because that sums it up. And he's becoming the worst victim of it. But guess what? Unlike that other ponce, guess who's still in there? You got it. This is why he's always going to get a free point. You know, you're living up to your name, aren't you, lad? You really are. You're back on top of the division. As you notice the lineup, yep, exactly. 9 players left. He's not there cheaply, is he? No sooner does he ever replace a player, it seems to be now he's on average. It's Callisti magic all over again. But, oh, lad, you're not Callisti. What you doing? You try to seize his magic. I don't think he's happy about that. 3 rerolls, beautiful 6 fan factor. It's a very well-designed Amazon team, and I'll stand by. Amazons always will be tier 1 in tournament structures. They start off great, but it's in the long league they start running into troubles. He might discover that in the second round. We'll see what happens. Here we are, the defending champions. Just marching forward day by day by day. And that's when I gotta keep twirling the lad. There you go. Just go out and do it every single day. So, look what this team's done here. God doesn't really care about how the Croxlaw's doing. He's happy he's got the God. You can now see it here. The setup. The Sauruses. 4 of them now have the block. He's got the 1 miracle worker there. Dodge on the other one. Yeah, he's getting ready for the blodger on the front line. This is going to drive you bloody nuts. Just watch and see. He's learned from experience from last year. And the Skinks, they just gradually do the business. 3 rerolls. it's a comfortable fan factor in this division. And he's doing just fine. He just needs to get to the next round. And there you have it. So, looking up on the coming up, well, there's you see what happened on the last day here, day 6. Again, Dilgath, look, lad, you ran into the defending champion. He's not going to give you an easy fight, and he's going to catch any one of your mistakes. But it's going to be a learning experience. Sometimes the losses really are your best time. Lords of Decay find a way to get it 2-1 under Stoned Under. And you can see here the Fumbling Fables, well, they get a gimme. If that gives you the motivation to get started, good on you, lad. I really do hope you start rallying and giving these teams what for, because I know you can do it. Meanwhile here, Marienburg ties typical Lizards. You know what? Marienburg's going to take that 1-1. They survived, and they proved they can go toe-to-toe with the top team. This might be the big surge. Are they ready? Are they drunk enough? And finally, you're going to have to watch the broadcast on that one, lads, because I went into that one blind. Oh, good lord. It's just unbelievable. So, reviewing the leaderboard, there you go. You've got, it looks like, logged up who's going to advance, but the rest of these teams, I have to tell everyone, not you, you punts. The rest of you lads, you're all in the thick of it. Fight like there's no tomorrow, because frankly, if you don't qualify, it isn't. You can all do it. The only ones who even are maybe secure are these two with 4 wins. They're about as secure as they can get, and they're probably going to march on. But all the rest of you are still in the thick of it, because it's all the ties. It really is. 1 or 2 good solid wins, and you're right in the thick. So, good luck, lads. I look forward to seeing what the final rounds are going to be. And Nuffle, bless your dice.
Is he getting paid money from sponsors on the side? Is that why he has all the good stuff? I want an investigation now. Okay. Great job, the scum. Loved it. Loved it. Alright, let's go to Ace with his perfect sounding audio in the Cord Division.
Welcome to the Cord Division Round 1 World Cup Qualifiers, Day 7. 1 week left until we see who's going to the playoffs. Let's look at our leaderboard, schedule the past 2 days, and let's look over the teams that are still left. So, the leaderboards, Mr. Light is still at number 1 with his Chaos Doors with a 5 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Barely inching out the Bone Munchers Orcs with a 5-0-2 record. Wood Elves, Angry Panda coming in at 4-2-1. Pool This Dwarves from Splinter coming at 4-1-2. The Orcs, Seattle Sun Tigers coming at 5 at 3-0-4. And the High Elves at 2-2-2, tied with the Skaven, fighting for that 6th and final position. With the Lizardmen at 2-2-3, guessing they played their game. And the Lizardmen, Dynamite, and Dark Elves carry Corsairs. With the Corsairs they have left, so we do not still have a replacement for them, and honestly, I doubt we're going to find a replacement for a team that's 0-0-6 coming in with a fresh 1,000 team versus this. I don't see many people doing that, sadly. But maybe someone will step up. Maybe they'll let someone bring in a 1,100 team. I don't know. But 6 is our cutoff spot for round 2, and boy, that's neck and neck right there. So let's go ahead and look at our schedule. So day 6, we have the Finhill Vanguard beating the Seattle Sun Tigers 4-2. We have the Burning Machines beating the Bone Munchers and taking that tiebreaker if it ever comes down to it, 1-0. Running Wild getting a 3-0 shutout of JJ's Dynamite. Pooled this 2-1 victory over Curate Corsairs. I'm honestly surprised they admined it that way, but okay. And a 2-1 victory for the Long Count, or the Rat Scratch Fever, over the Dinos. Day 7, we have pooled this with a 2-0 loss to the Seattle Sun Tiger Orcs. Dynamite still needing the play here. The Bone Munches taking the 2-1 win over the Long Count Dwarves. Finhill's Vanguard is taking the 2-1 admin win over the Kirt Corsairs. And the Burning Machines taking the 2-1 win over the Wood Elves. Finally, the Wood Elves start getting hurt. But look at that, 14 armor breaks. That's just ridiculous. And we have yet to go into day 8. Let's go ahead and look at these. So, the Bone Munches. Hogstench, the Orcs. For the Wog. And as you can see, his blitzers are looking nice and ready to go. Mighty Blow on all of them, tackle on one. His blitzers are great. His throwers there for ball security. Carry that ball. 2 linemen to get punched. But here's a big issue. Yes, he has guard. I probably would have taken block to help, them stay up more. But he has 0 SSP on 2 others, 5 on 1. So if he does get a cast, he's leveling up. But if he can't get some level up on these Black Orcs, it's going to be really, really tough going on down the road, especially when people start picking up block, dodge, a bunch of other skills. His Black Orcs are just going to get pushed around like they're nothing. But he's doing pretty good at that second position, and we will probably see him in round 2. Finhill's Vanguard, a team that's trying to stay alive. He has a thrower with Strong Arm, a blitzer with Blodge, another blitzer taking that AG up tackle, a catcher with Mighty Blow and tackle of all things, but it is strength 3, so he gets the catch, he gets the hit. Pretty good ball hawk right there at movement 8. Lineman with kick. And he does have a block lineman. Took a minus an AV down, so I don't know if he'll keep him or if he'll, or not. So we'll see. But that's going to be a really, really big target later on down the road, and no other level ups. So I mean, he's getting levels where they really matter, but the team really needs to start rounding out and getting skills everywhere, because these are elves, and every skill helps. It just makes them that much better. Our top team, the Burning Machines of Mr. Light. Both Bull Centaurs get break tackle. He does get a Chaos Dwarf blocker with Claw. That is massive. 2 other ones getting guard. The other ones are oh so close. 1 cast each from getting guard. He's probably taking Mighty Blow as his next level up. Hobgoblin with Sure Hands and Block, so there's the Surefire ball carrier. A Niggled Hobgoblin. I mean, he has 3 reroll, 6 fan factor, 1 apothecary. I would probably fire him and just get a new one, even though he has 3 SSP. Or just get another one in there and use him just as a dirty player fouler. That's it. Other than that, pretty standard looking Chaos Dwarves that honestly are scary at anywhere. We have Panda with the Wood Elves. And see, this makes me sad. Movement 9 War Dancer and a Strip Ball War Dancer. Why are they not dead yet? Come on, Nats. Especially this catcher, this is just an abomination. Sprint, AG5 block. Come on, Nats. You're better than this. You're way better than this. These 3. Whoever. And I will hold up to this. If someone can kill this catcher or this Movement 9 War Dancer, if you don't have it already, I'll give you a free copy of Battletech. If not, I'll come up with something. Lineman with dodge, lineman with dodge, lineman with kick, movement 6 lineman. Movement's not the worst thing in the world. Probably just a lineman to get punched. Lineman with wrestle, so maybe into a ball hawk later, and a catcher with block. Pretty deadly looking Wood Elf team already. The War Dancers alone can carry everything, but that catcher is just so strong. Starting to build up some dodge. A little bit more blodge, and this Wood Elf team is just ready to go. The Long Count Clads, the Lizards. He does have an AV down Skink with blodge though. Boy, if he keeps them, that's a risk. That's a big risk with Stunty, but man, it would be hard to get rid of a Skink with blodge. And to a sidestep, 1 Saurus with block, and the Crocs with guard, and you're starting to see an issue. His Sauruses aren't leveling. He's not getting guard, he's not getting block. the 1 in 9 is going to be the bane of his existence until he can start getting these guys to level. 4 fan factor, 3 team, 1 apothecary. I mean, he's doing well, but the sources are starting to become a liability. Rat Scratch Fever, another team fighting to stay in it. Stormvermin with tackle, and this is even more disgusting, a movement 10 gunner runner. Yes, that is a movement 10 gunner runner. Nats, kill this. Kill this. For fuck's sake, do your job. Blodge, strip ball, sidestep blodge, niggle though. Phew, taking a risk on that, and especially a risk on this one. No block, no dodge, niggle thrower. That's... oh boy, he is taking a risk. These two are prime foul and hit targets. This one's a super prime foul target and a kick lineman. He has all his gutter runners, his storm vermin. He has that tackle piece in the storm vermin. So I mean, he has everything he needs to win. But boy, if he gets any more banged up, it's going to be hard. Pull this, the Dwarves by Splinter. 1 guard. He did get Blodge on a Longbeard of all things. Blodge on a runner. Block on a runner. AG up on a Blitzer. So this is a very, very... and a... see, I disagree with this. I heavily disagree with this. Why would you take kick on a Blitzer? The blitzers are never going to be in the backfield middle. They're always going to be looking for the blitz. This is your main blitz piece. Why would you do this? Why? That's what the Longbeards are for. These are your linemen. These are the guys that are going to be, you know, doing the dirty work like that. Just, kick blitzer. I would fire and replace them and level them back up. That's just a wasted skill. I highly disagree with that. But outside that, I mean, it's dwarves, but they do need a little bit more guard, I think. But Blodge Runner's really nice, and AG4 Blitzer is extremely nice. This is a pretty dodgy dwarf team, and I'm interested to see if it actually works out in the end. Dynamite. As you see here, he's having a bit of an issue. 2 sources are hoovering up all the freaking SSP. Only 1 Skink's leveled. Crocs hasn't leveled. What's up with this? Punkosaurus. Guess... did he die? Was there a death that game? Dynamite? Let's see. Hold on, let me go check the results. Was there a death that game? That one. Wasn't that one. Where would I see it here? That's the long count. That's not it. Running machines, that's not it. That's really not it. Huh. His last game was versus Running Wild. Huh. Well then, I have no idea. I don't know why he's all grayed out. But he has 1 with 5, 0, 0, 0. With no skinks also leveling up outside just 1, he is having a really hard time in 0 fan factor. I feel for the guy. It just doesn't seem like it's this Source's team's season. And finally, the Seattle Sun Tigers. Block thrower, block blitzer, well, of course the blitzers start with block. Tackle blitzer, block on a black orc, another black orc, 2 more black orcs leveled, so that's probably more block. For a guy that's just came in 5 games in, I think this is excellent. The blitzers a little bit slow in developing, but he's showing that. Sorry, it's kind of late here. He's showing that he can do it. I really hope to see him in round 2, especially if he's able to level up these blitzers a little bit more. But he is showing he knows how to play orcs. He's showing that he knows what he's doing. And it's just really, I think it's impressive with being a guy that came in two games late into the season, and he's sitting there with the best of them at times. So good on you, good time. I hope to see you in round 2. But that is the round 1 division for day 6 and 7. I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully we will have our playoff cut. We will have everything ready. We'll have our 6 teams going in. And we will see who's in, who's out, what the final developments are. And hopefully I'll be able to figure out what division each team will be running to. So until then, I'll see you guys next time. This has been your local heretic, reminding you to spill blood for the blood god and collect skulls for the skull throne. I'll see you guys next time.
Ace, the helpful place.
Nice job, Ace. Man, I still can't get over how bashy that division is. I can't wait for the mix-ups. It's going to be interesting to see how round 2 goes. Alright, let's go ahead and go to 2 kills, 1 cup in the CDT.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the
Alright, everybody. This is 2 Kills, 1 Cup with your coverage of the CDT Division Round 1. We're gonna check out the leaderboard, then take a look at some updates on the teams, and then do some predictions on the schedule. So, hitting the leaderboard up. We have already got some games to schedule, but currently we're sitting with Lando and his Wood Elves and Torios Aetherios in first. No losses, so they're safely going on to round 2. As well are most likely the Nat Skippers, coached by Mercy Flush, with a 5-0-2 record. And then now into the field where it's still up for grabs, really, for the top 6. We got my own Sora Circus with a 3-2-1. Dr. Helix's Cardinal Sinners, a 3-1-2. Faber Gecko with Chill Dudes and Cool Dogs with a 3-1-2. Vort's Atomic Love Boogie with a 2-3-2. The Down Under Maniacs by Warecaster with a 2-2-2. And FC Scumsville with the Scum with a 2-1-4. It's pretty safe to say that any of those teams could still make it up there, and as well Storm's Notorious Monsters with a 1-1-5. Even though it is looking bleak, still do have a chance to make it into the top 6. So, besides those top 2 positions, it's really still up for grabs, just depends on the games. So let's go ahead and take look at some of the teams here. Cardinal Sinners, coached by Dr. Helix, the Chaos Dwarves. They have upgraded themselves to grab another Bull Centaur. They do have block and break tackle on the other Bull Centaur, the original one. And that is actually pretty good because that means that he can block and also reposition himself with ease, which will help with the slowness of the 6 dwarf blockers who are actually unskilled. For the most part, they have 1 guard, and that's going to be really hard for him going forward. These really kind of need to be upgraded with some guard or some other skills that could be detrimental to taking out guys or clearing paths for hobgoblins or bull senders. And then we do have a Blodge Hobgoblin and a Sure Hands Hobgoblin, along with 2 other Joes, but I'm really thinking that Blodge Hobgoblin is just going to become an immediate target. So I don't think he's actually going to survive very long. Now he does have 4 team rolls, which is team rerolls, which is going to be great. It just means that he's going to, for the most part, get the dice he needs each half. And Apothecary for Fan Factor. Although this team value of 1340, he is pretty much up there, I think, in the field that we have in the CDT division. But it's still a comfortable spot where he's not too far above most teams. So they could still pull this out, and if they could also get some more skills on these blockers, as well as maybe pulling 1 skill at least before round 2 for this Bull Centaur, they'd be in a good position for round 2. Alright, Down Under Maniacs by Warecaster, a Chaos team. Now these guys have turned around just a little bit. They do only have 9 guys. We got 1 guy out. But we do have a Chaos Warrior with block, one with Mighty Blow, another with dodge, so he can reposition, which is great. We do have another with a strength up, so we got a kind of a big guy that does not have loner, which is just a phenomenal piece. We do have a Beastman with kick and guard. I kind of question the two, as this guy's going to become a target, although we have another target down here with Mighty Blow. But if anybody on the opposing team has Mighty Blow or has a piece that can take something out, they're going to either try and foul these guys out or use Mighty Blow to take them off the field. It's lacking in the skill arena besides this block and dodge in block survivability, so I am worried about that, but I'll be interested to see where this team can go and if we can make it to round 2 with them. Now we're going to switch up to FC Scumsville, the Scum. After some terrible deaths, we do have a Looney back and a Fanatic. We've got 2 Trolls with Guard as expected, a Pogoer who hasn't gotten a skill up yet, which is kind of surprising. The Bombardier has a skill up, so we're going to see what happens there and what he may take. I would imagine he might take Pass or Accurate just to throw bombs around. And kind of get that guy utilizing his special skill set before he goes out, because if it's like my Bombardiers, they usually just take themselves out before they become any use. And we got a bunch of Joe Goblins that are hurt, one with Catch, nothing extra special here, just fouling machines. A low value of 930 for the team value is going to mean he's going to get some inducements. 2 team rerolls, I can see that, because you're not getting a lot of reroll, or not really going to use a lot of the rerolls. You're just going to let it fly with the goblins, and same with no apothecary, whatever. Let them just face their fate. So, team's looking a little rough with some of these casualties. With 1 goblin out with -1 movement, another one with -1 agility, but they're still in a position where they can move around and do exactly what they need to do. So I would not count him out for still being a threat for round 2. Alright, Notorious Monsters by Storn. We have here still the 2 werewolves, one with the +1 strength. He had block already on a flesh golem, which makes him a dangerous piece. It seems that since then he has nabbed kick on this zombie here, and a dirty player on another zombie. Oh, and he has added a ghoul, which I don't think he had before. So he's got some more positional pieces. Kick right there on the zombie is going to be good for controlling the ball and allowing those werewolves to maybe scoot in on a good blitz. And dirty player as well to just foul guys off the field, which is what he kind of needs at this point, because I know he's had a lot of trouble with this team. So with maybe a next good couple of games, it's possible that he might be able to make it into the tie range with this team. And they're sitting at a high value of 1,300, but that is because he's got a bench of 13, got a strength up. I mean, it could be a formidable team, so let's wait and see what else we can get from Storm out of this. Alright, Sora Circus. We are ready to face some Wood Elves coming up. We got 3 Soras with block, 1 with Mighty Blow. 3 of these Soras leveled up last game, so I'd like to hopefully see them pan out and doing some damage against some Wood Elves. Just got some sidestep skinks, really, and an open spot, which that's fine. I expect the skinks to die. They're going to be targets. The Soras really got to kind of do their work and grow, and then the skinks will get bloated and get fired, or die outright. The usual life of a skink. Don't have any tackle, and may actually need to get that going forward, because I will face the Amazons after this. But let's hope that maybe this Mighty Blow versus some Wood Elves going to get me some SPP and allow me to get some tackle, as well as some block on some Wood Elves that do not have block and just have dodge. So we'll see what happens with the next couple of games. A lot of dodge in them with no tackle from my 2 opponents. It's got me a little worried, but you'll roll with what you get. Let's take a look at Mercy Flush's Nat Skippers, who will face after the Wood Elves. And here we've got a mess of nastiness. Tons of blodge, one guard, Rogers, Fenn on a catcher with blodge, and dirty player. This is just an ugly team. And if you look at that team value of 1230, that is really low for what this team can do. They can pack a lot in. I have no doubt in my mind they're moving on to round 2, despite the next couple of games, because they are set up pretty well. And if you've seen what we've got going on in the division so far, I think we have a Dwarf team and a Dwarf team, and those are really the only tackle pieces these teams have had to face. So I think they're pretty safe right now in survivability and going forward and maintaining player strength. So this is a scary team, and you will see them in round 2. Let's take a look at Atomic Love Boogie with Vort. Alright, got a team value of 1240, 3 rerolls. Got a runner, unskilled. We've got 2 blitzers, 1 with tackle and mighty blow, and that is good. That means he's out there to take out ball carriers, which will complement his line with tackle. So it looks like he has built this up to face some of the dodge teams in this division. He also has 2 Troll Slayers with Mighty Blow, 1 with Stand Firm, complementing the already existing Guard Stand Firm Longbeard and another Longbeard with Guard. So this team has really set up a great line. Longbeards to kind of push in and open up lanes, which is great for these Mighty Blow pieces to kind of make their way through and get to the ball carriers or sideline people. And with these 2 Stand Firms, that really is going to keep the guys from getting pushed off the sideline and kind of set up those awesome surf chains that you can get. So I really like this team. They will be scary if they make it into round 2. So good job with that one, Vort. Alright, Vapor Gecko, Chill Dudes and Cool Dogs. A Norse team. This is a nice team here so far. He has added the Yeti, and that will be great for kind of making some lanes free for the ball to be ran through, since he does have Frenzy on the Yeti. Still has the Berserker with Mighty Blow, which is a nice piece. Lost his Runner, which stinks, but he still has his +1 agility piece with Sure Hands, which is really the master ball carrier for this team so far. And plus, he can always utilize any of them since he has agility 3 on the rest of the team. So losing this runner by no means means he cannot handle this ball nicely. We do have Guard on another lineman piece, which is great for kind of helping to assist the other players in creating lanes or repositioning guys or pushing them into blocks that you'd like to keep them stuck in. And then we also have a lineman, which I'm assuming has a Niggler. Yes, he does. So that piece, I'm surprised he's on here because he's taken up some TV. I would but with his low team value, he might be just keeping this player on here for the next game because he can afford it for not, or with the amount of team value difference between his opponent. So they're looking a little light, but they've got a lot of good positions and skills. So Chill Dudes and Cool Dogs, still a good possibility for round 2 here. Then we also have Notorios Lotharios with Lando the Gambler, the Wood Elves sitting at the top. He has bought a Tree Man, and he also has a roster only of, he's going to get 2 loners going to the next game. Got a catcher with Blodge, yuck, along with his War Dancers, one with Mighty Blow and a +1 agility. Tackle on another War Dancer. So these are 2 ugly pieces that gotta go away. And if you're not dealing with them, you still are trying to face this catcher and chase after him. We do have a wrestle lineman and a kick lineman, which is kind of great. Kick to move the ball where you need it, and the War Dancers to jump in and get it. Versus certain teams to kind of reposition it. And then the wrestle, of course, to take down other blodge pieces maybe that this tackler can't get to. So also we get a -1 movement on this other lineman, but that's not a big deal. Team's looking lean and scary. Got some really scary pieces, but the bad thing is if one or two of these pieces go down in a game, it's gonna be kind of lights out for a game or two until they come back. But still, that's highly unlikely. So this is gonna be a scary team going forward. Of course, why they're number 1, and you will see them in round 2. So let's take a look at the schedule. All right. We have already had some games play this schedule. Notorious Monsters losing 0-2 to the Nat Skippers, which makes sense because we've already talked about that team just being disgustingly good. FC Scumsville tying with Atomic Love Boogie. I'm actually surprised on that, just with the amount of tackle versus those goblins. Cardinal Sinners got a win over the Norwegian Joy, the team that dropped. And then we still have the Down Under Maniacs facing the Chill Dudes and Cool Dogs, which I'm actually going to give that to Chill Dudes and Cool Dogs just because they have got a lot of skills and also now have the Yeti for Claw to take out those Chaos Warriors. And then Notorious Lotharios for Saurus Circus. I am going to predict that Notorious Lotharios is going to beat Saurus Circus 3-2 just because of the lack of tackle pieces. Even if I can get all the guys, a bunch of the non-blodge character or teammates out, I'm still going to have to try and catch the other guys and handle them, and that's going to be difficult. Round 8. We have Notorious Lotharios facing the Cardinal Sinners, the Corp team. I'm actually going to predict this probably a 2-1 Notorious Lotharios versus Cardinal Sinners. He is going to face some tackle, but I still think it's going to be hard to contain that entire team of Wood Elves, even with the core skills. I'm going to see the Down Under Maniacs get a win in versus the Drop. Chill Dudes and Cool Dogs versus SC Scumsville. I'm actually going to go for 2-1 Chill Dudes over the Scumsville just because of all that block versus those goblins. We have Atomic Love Boogie versus Notorious Monsters. I think Notorious Monsters are going to win 2-1 over Atomic Love Boogie only because they can drastically outmaneuver them with the speed on their team and can set up those flesh golems on some of those line dwarfs to keep them just pinned down. And then we have the Nat Skippers for Saurus Circus. I'm going to predict that one probably a 2-2 with the Skippers. I think I can hold them off, but really the issue is going to be trying to hold a win over them with no tackle currently. So that is the schedule as we see it so far for the CDT division. Hoping to see what happens during these next 2 games, and then after game 7 or matches 7 and 8, then we will come back and see what has happened after match day 9 and see who really is on top and make some really final hard predictions about what teams will definitely be going on to round 2. So we will see you next week, and always remember, if the dice stink, just take another drink.
Good job, 2 kills. And the Scum, what are you doing? You're not going to make the cut. Oh, you still have a chance though, at least. Alright, gents, that is it for BBPN. Nothing else, nothing special, nothing extra. That's it. Alright, this is Cadet Tank saying, sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but never bet against me.